Again, every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as an my own oru, I am a you understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They closed the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work. Oh. This close of border no work. Oh. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igbo? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. We use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Thomas. Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more. In Anokia, you hear more kind of man. Woo! When we are telling you, you don't know, we are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle, from the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! Woo! I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek god. I don't know, you know, of course you don't read all those things in Africa. The
This is not wicked word. This is not confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I'm really telling you a story about one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The driver they go. Opposite Udi. But the lucky hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver. The driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the funny boy. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. If better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. The driver waiting.
Akara m ihe mbe na-eme mbe si ma achọrọ ofu ukwu ehi ma nke ọzọ mụ achọrọ ihe niile ma ụkwụ ya ma aka ya ma isi ya ma olu ya anyị ga-adọbiri wee pụọ na nke onwe anyị tighata azụ etu anyị nọ tupu ndị ọcha wee bịa ebe a nwa aha obodo ebe a nwe ndị mmadụ n'ime tupu nwa bekee si ebe o si hapụ obodo ya ọ bịa ebe a ọkpọrọ onye nke ọkpọrọ okeke ọkpọrọ okafọ dakata anyị isi ọ sị n'ụbọchị nke taa na anya aha anyị wuzi Naijiria anyị na-aza aha na-enweghị omimi n'ime ya ihe ngwa gị gbasị biko kọwara m ihe Naijiria pụtara enwepụ ya kọwara m ọmụwa ga-aza aha osimiri ka osimiri ga-aza aha mụnwa n'ihi ihe anyị na-ekwuwu na ebe a rụgidere ụlọ a na ọ jọgburu onwe ya ọ dịghị mma Naijiria agaghị emekọtanwu ihe ọzọ ihe ọjọọ emego n'obodo a arụ emego egbugo ndị be anyị aka na-egbukwa anyị ndị Fulani wee chere na mabata be anyị ka na-egbukwa ndị be anyị ruo ụtụtụ echi a na-asị m na ọ ga-adị mma oge ọ na-ekwekwu ka nwee mmekọrịta bụ nke ndị nụkọ nke ndị ụmụnne ha egosighị anyị ọtụtụ mgbe na ha kpọrọ anyị asị onye ajụrụ ajụ na-ajụ onwe ya ha jụrụ anyị aja ama njụ onwe anyị agbanyeghị na anyị nwe ngwa ahịa n'ugwu Awụsa agbanyeghị na anyị na-azụ ahịa ebe niile dị iche iche na-eme nke ọma kama onye gara ndụ kpakụ onye ire rie n'ihe ọ Ndụbụisi ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya ka anyị cheghata azụ ebe a ruo obodo anyị ka o wee maa mma wee karịa obodo ndị ọcha na mma ọhịa anyị na-arịọ nwoke na ugwu nwee nkwanye ugwu n'ime onwe anyị ọnwa anyị pụọ n'iro a na-etigbu anyị pụọ n'iro okwu okwu asị ọ bụ gịnị ma anyị ji wee ekwu okwu ụmụ ihe ndị a ka anyị sị na anyị agaghị anabatakwa ya ọzọ.
Akụkọ a kọrọ anyị bụ na ọkụkọ na ewu agaghị nzukọ ụmụ anụmanụ a na-emezi mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ịchụ aja ejiri ọkụkọ maọbụ nwụchụ aja mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ime ka Naijiria dị n'otu enwe ha na-eto esi mgbe kpam akpụrụ ndị Igbo ọ pụtara na anyị bụ ọkụkọ maọbụ ka ọ pụtara na anyị agaghị nzukọ mere ya bụ ihe eji eme anyị bụ ndị Igbo ụdị na ọbara ndị Igbo ahụ kpafu n'obodo Naijiria karịa
ọ bụ site na akpọmasị ihe na-eme anyị dịka ihe mere ndị ji oge mgbe gara aga etu ọkụkọ mba niile dị iche iche ji kpọọ ụmụ Izrel asị a na-egbu ha afọ niile aka na-egbu ha o wee ruo oge ugbu anyị asị na ogbugbu a na-egbu anyị na ọ dịghị anyị mma ọ ka mma na onwe ihe kegbuo anyị wu nwere onwe njem a nke anyị na-aga kama na anyị etete n'ụtụtụ asị na onwe onye gburu ebe a onwe ha na-ekwu okwu o doo na onye onwe onye n'aka ụkọchukwu n'ugwu Awụsa ebepụ isi ọnwụghị ofu ugboro ọnwụghị ugboro abụọ ọnwụghị ugboro atọ ọnwụghị ugboro anọ ọ bụ ruo ole mgbe ka a ga-egbugide anyị wee rue anyị asị mba na anyị ga-aga ka anyị nwee ike wee nwere onwe anyị ọ ka mma na anyị nwụrụ ebe anyị na-azọ nwere onwe tụbụ na anyị nọ n'ụlọ etu a mmadụ ibe mabata.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that is connected wherever you are connecting from. I urge you to like and share the program, share to family and friends, share to your neighbors, invite somebody to this program, as we are going to have a very big one. It's our evening program. It is very late and I'm not supposed to even come for the second section, but I have to do it. I have to do So I welcome everybody. We are going to take it very, very quick. And then we go to the message of our Supreme American. So I welcome everyone that have joined us. Thank you for joining. First of all, I have to appreciate everyone that have been able to participate on the sit at home today. That sit at home should be one thing that no Biafra should compromise. No Biafra should compromise the sit at home. No matter what happens to you, no matter how you are discouraged or dissatisfied, no matter the pressure, we must continue to hold on to the sit at home because we have achieved a lot through the sit at home. I can bet you that sit at home is the key to the success we have today. And anybody that denies it is only lying to him or herself or being ignorant of what is actually happening. But for those of us who has been following the event from day one, those of us who have been paying attention to what is happening from day one, it is very, very clear and spelled out that the only solution to the unnecessary life we lose during the protest, to the silence of the Southeast, the silence of those of them who call themselves governors in Biafra land, the silence of the politicians, the only solution to trigger them and make them do something, whether they like it or not, is sit at home. Sit at home is one instrument that they don't know how to manage. They don't know how to fight it. Nigerian government have put in every single strategy they have. Blackmail, propaganda, false flag operation, different kinds of things, and yet, including loss of life, genocide, and Biafrans continue to stand their ground. That is how powerful sit at home is. And sit at home have given us victory on the side of Mazen Nandekan. He has made our voice being heard. He has also disgraced the political elite in Biafra land to show the world that these people have no interest of their people and they are not in control of Biafra land. It has also showed the world that Nigerian government is a terrorist government. So there are a lot of achievements we have made in this sit at home. People can continue to deny it, and those who are denying it are those of them who said instead of Biafra to come from their brother, let it not come. They are the people saying that. And once you hear them, you know whom they are. But for those of us who are genuinely seeking for Biafra, no matter your own orientation, no matter your idea or the camp where you belong, sit at home have worked for every single one of us and has made the job easy for us. It has made the job easy. So we must continue, and I appreciate everyone that have continued on that part of sit at home, continue to see it and never allow him or herself to be distracted. I appreciate every single one of you. Wherever you are and you played your part in your own little way, I thank you so much for doing that. And those of us who are living abroad, the time has come. It's enough. The propaganda, the blackmail, the distraction, the saga should stop. Enough of propaganda, blackmail, and saga. When you don't know something about something, please do not speak. When you're not too sure about an information, do not speak. You know, sometimes in this platform where I am, people will come and they will begin to tell lies, and I'll just look at them and laugh. People will come and they will come and speak confidently as if they know what they are saying. They will come and speak something that I know very well, something that I know from the top, from the inside, I know very well. But people will come in this platform and they will claim they know this. You see the way they speak. But in order not to disgrace them, in order not to make them rejected, in order not to get into work, I just allow them. And they talk and talk and talk. I just look at them and laugh. When you don't know something, don't speak about it. Because when you speak about something you don't know and somebody is being deceived, you are part of that problem. And you're going to share from the problem of that very person. Sometimes you see people come to my platform, they speak. I allow you to exhaust your time. You see people come to speak, I allow them. Sometimes I urge everyone that speak on my platform, most of them are watching because this is an evening program. In the evening program, many people don't come on evening program. Some people don't come on evening program, but those who have time, most time they come in, including myself. And that is why sometimes I don't jump into conclusion. Sometimes I don't talk about some trending matters. You go to other platform, you will see them saying a different thing. You come to my platform, I'm talking a different thing. There is a reason I'm doing that. You see some platform, everywhere you go, you see there's a trending topic where saga is going on. But when you come here, you see me speaking a different form. I have a reason for doing that. I do not gamble into things I do not know because I know that at the end of the day, if somebody is deceived from what I said, I will share from the punishment. And that's why I'm advising everybody, wherever you go to speak, in my platform, in other platform, any place you go to speak, please speak about things you know. Speak about things you know, information you know. There are some of us that come, they speak exactly what is happening. And there are some that come, they will tell you that I am not too sure, but this is what I think. I can understand you. When you say this is what I feel, or this is what I think, or you ask a question, there's nothing wrong with that. Or you say this is my opinion. There's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in expressing your feeling. What I find out today that many people are just expressing their feeling as a fact. Many people are expressing their wish as a fact. Everybody in this planet Earth wishes that they are rich. Even if they are not rich, at least they are financially sufficient for themselves. Everybody in life wants financial stability, but does all of us have it? We don't. But everybody dreams of financial stability. That is a wish. And there's nothing wrong in having a wish. Everybody wishes that they are healthy, jumping here and there. But is every one of us healthy? No. That is a wish, and there's nothing wrong in having that wish. So many of us wish they are abroad. Some wish they are at home. Many of us, we wish so many things and so many things and so many things, but that wish does not amount to reality. But there is nothing wrong in you making your wish. That is why you see people on their birthday, they come and say, make your wish. They say, make your wish. All you have to do is to make that wish. This is your desire, heart desire. And after making your wish, you walk towards it. Walk towards that your wish. Walk. It needs extraordinary work. You walk towards that your wish to achieve it. If at the end of the day, Chukwu Okakabiam supports you to achieve your wish will come to pass. But if Chukwu Okakabiam did not sign it, your wish is not going to pass. But nobody is going to hold you accountable and say, oh, because in your birthday you wish for this and wish for that, you wish for aeroplane and you wish for private jet and you did not get it for that, you are a stupid person. No. You are free to wish anything you want to wish for. You are free. It is your wish. But that does not translate to reality. That is what I want everybody to know. Wishes are not reality. They are not reality. They are not reality. These are your heart desires. This is what you feel you need. It doesn't make that your wish doesn't make it automatic that thing belongs to you or that you're going to get it. Your wish might not come true. But you see people, they come online and they are enforcing their wish as a reality when they are speaking. People will be narrating a story. They will be enforcing their line of thought in that story, and they force you to believe it. That is why every one of us have to be very careful as we continue on this journey of Biafra. You are going to hear many messages from many ears. You are going to hear so many messages, the ones that will encourage you, the ones that will discourage you. You will see messages that will say what you don't want to hear. That you don't want to hear, that does not make what the person is saying a lie. Okay? That somebody come online in his or her own platform, open up the platform and make a speech. And you don't like what the person says. It doesn't make what the person says is a lie. That doesn't make that word a lie. That is one thing we can't understand. But in this Biafran journey that we are, so many of us always try to force our desire, our wish, our line of thought on the other people. You don't have to force your line of thought to anybody. You don't have to. You don't have to. Always try to see things from the other side of view. Always try to see things from the other side of view. It's just like when you write 7. When you write 7, there is an angle you will stand. It will become a different letter altogether. It will become L. You turn it around, it will become 7. It can mean different things. You might write 6. You write 6 from the angle where you are watching. It is 6, but somebody can watch from a different angle and see that your 6 to be 9. Don't always conclude from one angle. Don't see things only through your own perspectives. Don't see things only through your own angle. Always give time to see things from the other angle. That is the only way you can be at peace with yourself. That is the only way you cannot get out of line. So many of us are not at peace with ourselves. So many of us are not at peace with ourselves. Simply because we have failed to see things from the other side of view. And let me tell you, your truth might not be someone else's truth. And that person, you say that the person is lying. From the angle the person is coming from, if you look at it critically, it might be possible that the person is telling his truth. It might be possible that that very person you're talking about is telling his own truth. And that is one thing that so many of us are ignoring. This is one thing that many of us have to be looking into. Because at this time that we are in, a lot of things are going to happen. A lot of things are going to happen. Many other confusing issues are going to spring up. Many people are going to be confused. Many people are going to be distracted. Many people are going to see things from an angle that you cannot imagine. Always try to see things from the other side of view. Don't conclude so fast from one side of view. Do not conclude so fast. Because every single one of us, there is something we can do to make a change. There is something we can do to make a change. The process of the restoration of Biafra that we're in today is a very tough one. And I have said it several times. Seeking freedom from your fellow black person is not an easy task. Seeking freedom from a fellow black man is not a day's job. There is nothing as tough as that. That is why you heard Mazi Samaraka say that we cannot fight for this freedom the way South Africa fought for their freedom. We cannot fight for our freedom the way Indians fight for their freedom. We can't fight our freedom the way Americans fought their freedom. Neither are we going to fight the way Finland fought. When you understand this, before you speak or before you act, you rethink. Wherever you are watching this program from, I want us to commit each and every one of us into the hand of Chukwu Okike Abiama for redirection. Wherever we are getting it wrong, let Chukwu Okike Abiama touch our heart. From the smallest person to the biggest, there are several areas where we are getting it wrong. In the morning hour, I played the message of Mazi Simon Ekpa that he delivered On the same month that he was taken away from us, the same month Biafra was declared. A very strong message he gave. Very strong message. We have deviated. Everybody is busy to attend Israel. And the Zoological Republic is breathing in our land. They are breathing seriously. The result of their breathing is the chaos we are seeing. Loss of life, loss of properties. Our stronghold, we are losing our stronghold in Biafra land. Okigwe and Olo is falling before your own very eyes, and you're not worried. So many of you are not worried. Nobody's talking about it. Mazin Nandekano spoke highly of Okigwe and Olo, and he said, Okigwe and Olo must not, that was the word he used, must not fall. Mazin Nandekano said, Okigwe and Olo must not fall. But today we are losing Okigwe and Olo, and you are not bothered. You are still busy claiming wrong and right. You are still busy exercising muscle. You are still busy castigating your brother and your sister, instead of us thinking of a solution collectively on how to stop the enemy from taking that very place. If they succeed in taking Olo and Okigwe, when Mazin Nandekano comes out, what are you going to tell him? Oh, because the people who were in charge, I didn't like them. That was why I allowed you to fall. Oh, because the people who were there, I didn't like them. That was why I didn't sponsor them. That is not an excuse. It's not a genuine excuse. Every one of us have to fall back to line. Begin to speak to each other. Begin to understand each other. Begin to allow the voice of your brother and your sister to be heard. Do not see things only from your own side. Always look from the other end. Look from the other end. You must see a different thing. Always try as much as possible to look from the different side. I appreciate everyone in the homeland. The people in the homeland are doing a very, very great job, and I appreciate every single one of them. It is not easy. Even while those who are abroad are busy gossiping and busy focusing on propaganda and blackmail, you see them, they are still sacrificing their time for the seat at home. They are still committed to the seat at home. Today, so many of us are not even talking about the seat at home anymore. Some people are not even posting anything about it. You sit at home. So many people today have even forgotten that there is something called sit at home. They neither post about it nor talk about it. Nobody cares anymore. They have forgotten that this is one of the instruments we use to overcome these people. That is one of the weapons we used to arrive to where we are today. And today, you throw that weapon to the dustbin. And you think it's okay. You think it's okay. How is it okay?
In other words, I told them they're going to come.
How is it going to be okay? The Fulani Janjaweed are coming. Just like Mazin Nandekano told us, they are going to come. They have come. And they are doing everything possible to see that they took over our land. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm asking in God's name, what are you doing? We can continue to play. We can continue to dance around. We can continue to deceive ourselves. It is up to you. Who cares? At the end of the day, about your son, I go a mile. If you do good, you do yourself. You do bad, you do yourself. Every one of us will give account of our still worship. This evening, I am going to end this program with the message of our Supreme Leader, Mazin Nandekano.
I told them they're going to come.
Because his message, if there's nothing you will believe, at least you believe the message of Mazin Nandekano. If there is something that you will encourage you, it is the message of Mazin Nandekano at this point in time. And if your madness have gotten to the extent that you can no longer listen to the message of Mazin Nandekano, that is a serious issue. Very, very serious issue. If your challenges and trouble have gotten to the extent that you can no longer listen, I have told people many times in my platform, I say, at your own time, go over and over every blessed day, even if it is 5 minutes. Any message of Mazen Nandekano you can lay your hand upon, preach for 5 minutes. Preach for 5 minutes. Yes, my beloved sister Doreen, I just came in briefly and I will be rounding up as soon as possible. I'm going to be rounding up. I'll just play the message of Mazen Nandekano. I'm not going to be too long because of some other things I have to take care of. I'll be very brief. So if you have a contribution to make, just click in and come in at once and make your contribution before I play the message of Martin Nandekano and draw the curtain. If you have a contribution to make, I'm not going to speak much. I'm not supposed to even come, but I just decided to come briefly, say one or two things, and then play the message of our Supreme Leader Martin Nandekano, and that is it. Tomorrow is another day. We continue from where we stopped, and we continue to spread the informations to all parts of the world. Biafra is possible. Biafra is very, very possible. It doesn't matter what you hear, what they say, Biafra is possible. It is we that are even holding ourselves. It is we that are holding ourselves. The structure was laid down. The people who have to work came and work for us. After working for us, they gave us the mandate, they gave us the template. It worked for us until Biafra was declared on the 29th of November 2024. Biafra was declared. Every one of us voted. I myself voted. I voted. And I know the content of the vote that I vote. I know what I read. I know what the vote said. So I cannot cast that vote and come and begin to say different thing altogether. No. I stand for my vote. I fight for my vote. All I'm saying today is that we have successfully declared Biafra, but defending it is where the major work is. That is where the major job is. Defending it. That Biafra that you and I voted for, how are we defending it? It is not just about declaration. We succeeded. We followed Mazi Simon Eber, led us until at that point where everything was in place. Declaration. But the defense, defending that very United States of Biafra that was declared, that you and I voted. I saw what, I didn't vote as a novice. When I casted my vote, I read it. What does the form say? What did the vote say? I read it. So even if I'm sleeping, I wake up, I know what I voted for. And I can't come tomorrow and tell you that, oh, I didn't know, or I didn't know what I voted, or I didn't vote again. I'm taking back my vote. No. I'm not taking back my vote. And what I asked for is what is given. It is led for you and I today to defend it. So where we should be focusing today is on defense. How do we defend the Biafra that was declared on the 29th of November 2024? How? Are you defending it by gossiping? Are you defending it by propaganda? Are you defending it by blackmail? Are you defending it by fighting your brother, your sister? Are you defending it by distraction? That is where the question lies. Go and sleep over it. Ask yourself, how are you defending that very Biafra that was declared on the 29th of November 2024? If you can be able to answer that question sincerely from your heart, come out with an answer and tell us how you are defending it. If you discover within yourself that you are not defending it right, all you have to do is to change your ways. Change your ways. Wherever you have responsibility, begin to take it more serious. If there are areas you make change, go ahead and make a change. Let us defend that declaration that was made. Let us defend it. Remember the word of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. You must not allow them to breathe. Don't allow them to breathe. And he gave example of what is happening in the area they are breathing today. That is what is happening in our land because we have allowed them to breathe. I hope we are going to wake up and change this mindset and do things differently. Let us listen to the message of our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekana, before we call it a day.
In other words, I told them that I'm going to come. You know, Fulani has this very stupid, senseless pride in them. I know that their pride won't allow them they must come. And remember, I will keep reminding you of this every blessed day. This Fulani army will die in Biafra land. They want to move the name. Maybe to start there, they are doing their now. It's abduction there. In the season of abduction. Very soon they will try their shoot and sight to see if it will work. But I'm not sure it's going to work for them again, considering that all the entire southern governors have now come together to issue a communique stating it very, very clearly that the way they have been handling things in the past hasn't moved the situation forward. Now what they're trying to do here in a nation, and I want to warn Fulani Gender with the Nasarov, any measure you bring to our land, we're equal to it. Anything you bring, we are going to face you. You understand that very clearly. Okay? So it doesn't matter what the AIG does, what the IG does, and all these idiots. The more you move men down to the east, the more the north will be taken. Of course, I know it's all the part of the game plan. What they want to do is to emasculate, to intimidate. So we can become wretched, liver cowards who will now allow you to enter into our land, send us away from our land. You come, maybe to IDP camps in Amazonia. But it's not going to happen, and you understand that very well. And as I told you, you will take the bait, you will come. We will lure you into our land, and your army will die there. And the places you left in the north, in Sharia, Kor, Arewa North, will be taken over by terrorists and criminals that will never, ever listen to any of you. These are the things you must understand. So we are ready for you. Anytime you want, you can bring the game on. We are waiting for you. But you can never, ever have it easy anymore. All that thing that people come out, you open fire anyhow. You know that if you open fire on the people, you will be confronted there and then. And you are going to die sooner than later. You will also perish. So now you understand. It doesn't matter what you announce or what you're not announcing, but we are assuring you that you are not going to prevail nor succeed in intimidating the children of God. With submission, it cannot happen. You can find that nonsense elsewhere. It will work for you. But you see, in the East, it can never ever work. Never ever work. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because when tyranny, as somebody said, when tyranny becomes a law for the government, massive rebellion becomes a mandate for the people. Because you cannot keep pushing us to the wall all the time, pushing us to the limits, massacring innocent civilians over and over and over again, and you don't expect them to fight back. You must be foolish. I want to remind all the intellectuals and sophisticated morons, all of them, go back a few years ago. The slaughter, the killing of IPOB family members, peaceful protesters, Shia protesters, NSAS, every time I know police will come, they open fire. None of you will talk. But now in our land, they are always looking behind their backs. They don't know where that is coming from. Because I assure them, they are all going to perish. The people telling you that they have a plan to secure the East, Southeast, and South, according to them. Armed robbers invaded Asarok. So we are led to believe. Only under this regime. Only under this regime. Something unheard of in the whole world. It's never is I don't know where these Nigerians, I don't know who gave them their brain. Maybe to speak from those people. I have no idea. Some of you may have dismissed this issue of armed robbery in Asarok. But I want you to understand something that's never happened anywhere before in the history of the world or modern governments. Never ever happened before. They said they ransacked the chief of staff, home, Ibrahim Kambari, and Abubakar Maikano, and they stole valuable assets. That is how corrupt the Fulani people are. I told you before that there's something the Fulani they have perfected over the years. When they finish training any particular department of paraset or dry, they set it alight to destroy every implementing evidence. I am sure that whatever they may have stolen from the homes of Ibrahim Kambari and this Abubakar Maikano could be financial instruments worth billions of dollars. belonging to the people. If you ask, oh, armed robbers came, how can armed robbers, if armed robbers can, or should I say, unknown gunmen enter into Ashok to go and steal state valuables? Now tell me which part of the zoo is safe. They did not sit down to say it to themselves, let us look for a way to strategize and devise new security approach to Ashok to guard it. The Southeast and South South are interested in the East, Biafra. And newspapers and their editors publish this type of junk every blessed day. And I'm asking them, armed robbers came to the seat of government to steal and walked away free. You shamelessly came out to announce that you are devising a new strategy for the East. You have not been able to devise a strategy to keep yourself safe inside Ashok. That is how they reason. It is supposed to be the most secure place in Nigeria. It is now every man for himself. That is why I commend Governor Autumn for what they have done. I will ask the southern governors, when next your meeting, invite your middle belt counterparts, and you see that the zoo will collapse within 2 weeks. Not just collapse. All those things that you have been asking for, they will give it to you. That is why all of you must come to the fullness, or should I say, to the realization that you must, without fail, keep on doing what you're doing in terms of defending your land. You must defend your land. Look at people suggesting. I mean, can you go to how can I put it, to a gate man in a hospital and ask them to administer any form of treatment because you found them at the gate. Because you found them at the gate of a hospital. These people that are like gate men in a hospital, you are prescribing a remedy that you cannot even yourself inculcate into the plan to keep your own self safe. You're not safe, but you're busy dishing out directive to go to. We now have a new plan. I'm asking the IG of police, go and secure Asorok first. Go and secure Abuja, where children are no longer going to school. Go and secure Abuja first. Go and recover Meduga. Go and recover parts of Yobe. Go and recover parts of Zamfara from the same terrorists that you groomed before suggesting how peace can be restored in the East. If you want to use that as a cover to bring in your army, they're going to die there anyway, so there's no need. I cannot go in and I will not stress myself on this. Bring them now, you're going to see. And I want to warn our Uduwa brothers, and I made it very clear to the activists last night, that the Fulanis imported a lorry load of arms and ammunition, and the containers were being escorted by the military last night, and they offloaded this very consignment somewhere in Ocean. But I'll come to that later on. I will give you the full details of exactly what transpired. And that was why Tinubu said that we had planned to bomb Lagos, something that is undoable in a billion years. In a billion years. They think we are very good students of contemporary history. We know the history of the war. I know personally how people from the West viewed the move by Biafran army to go and capture the seat of power or to neutralize them. It wasn't even an army of conquest to conquer Yoruba people, of course not. It was that heading straight to the Lambans in those days to go and neutralize them. I know personally how my Yoruba friends have explained to me their trepidation and their fear over that very expedition led by Banjo then. We know. So we cannot try anything stupid. We can never, ever, not understand, antagonize our Yoruba brethren. It's impossible, we can never do it. We meet all the time, we have meetings all the time. So how can we? Are you telling me that all those gallant men in OPC, all those gallant men all over Yoruba land, they cannot do any work? If we agree that they should go and start, disturbing those who are disturbing them, they have more than enough men to do it. More than enough to do it. We don't have to go there. But they lied as usual, as they always do. As they always do. As they always do. But in the north, what is happening? Some of you must be aware of what DSS is doing in and around Abuja. And do you also know that DSS, they also get a cut of the ransom? Are you aware of that? Do you know that the DSS or SSS, they should be properly referred to, do you know that they get a share from bandits? So Fulani people are not even happy owning all the oil wells, controlling the Ministry of Finance, controlling National, controlling almost everybody, controlling the defense budget. How many of you here are aware that the daughter of Abba Kyari is the one responsible for all Nigeria's investment abroad? It's called sovereign wealth. Investment in stock markets all over the world is the daughter of Abba Kyari. They control everything. Federal inland revenue, every source of finance minister is always full. Even when you plant your joro, or you plant maize, or you plant cabbage or carrot, the same Fulani terrorists will come and destroy it, use it to feed their cattle, and kidnap you in the process. Even that little money you have made by selling maize or yam or cabbage or watermelon, you now use it to pay the same Fulani to release your child, release your father, or release your mother back to you safely. Do you see what is happening? And you'll be astonished. I don't know why the mainstream media in the zoo doesn't want to give this very particular piece of news the coverage that it deserves. How we receive weapons from DSS agents and share the gains by Fulani bandits, Fulani terrorists. DSS that is busy abducting people. Oh, they want us to go into kidnapping and armed robbery as well. That's what they want. So we can start sharing the money. Okay, that's what they're looking for. They are, as I feel them, they are now in Aba and everywhere, claiming they are implementing security strategy. But the same DSS, I don't know why their National Assembly, I have no idea why these people should not be investigated, prosecuted, and shut down. DSS. Instead of contributing to making your lives as safe as it can be within the contraption, they are making it worse. I read for you. They told a German television, Deutsche Welle, in a recent report that they borrow money from DSS agents. And who are the people in charge of DSS? Fulani. Who are the people borrowing guns and ammunition from DSS? Fulani terrorists. That is why the South must understand they are all in this whole thing together. They are all in it together. As the security is worsening in Nigeria, armed bandits terrorizing different parts of the country have made a startling revelation to the German, I think it is the flagship media in Germany, Deutsche Welle, that they have been receiving weapons from operatives of DSS. You see their DSS, you see them with their uniform DSS. They are worse than bandits. These are hardened people, and none of them are Fulani. Very, very sad. The criminals told Dr. Fela in the recent report that they borrow weapons from the state agents and then go to work to share the ill-gotten gains together. They go, you pay ransom, they go to school. Now I know the reason why they keep sending that terrorist Sheikh Kumi to go and negotiate. They know where they are. DSS will not go and get them or mount a rescue operation to release those who are. Instead, they are waiting for you to pay the ransom. They will tell Sheikh Kumi, tell them to pay, tell them to pay. These guys say, operationally it's not difficult. The terrain is there is a hill. Talking rubbish. They will give that 100 million naira ransom to the bandits. DSS will connect their own court. Maybe take their guns or say, oh, boys, well done. In the same one Nigeria. In the same one Nigeria. Now the world knows because Dr. Fela carried it. That thing we have been saying for years that all the Fulani cabal that are in it together, every Fulani person in any sensible position in government is part of this very grand conspiracy to overwhelm all of you. If you don't submit to their will, willingly, they will use every tactics, including terror, to get it from you. Now the whole world knows, including the government of the USA, the EU, the UK, Japan, Russia, China, everyone now is fully aware of the fact that Nigerian security forces are the ones fueling insecurity for financial benefits. It is here in the news. Go and Google it, it is very clear. Insecurity, how we receive weapons from DSS agents and share the games. These are foreign people, perhaps from Timbuktu, telling Deutsche Welle. And all of you are there shouting one Nigeria, making the Janjaweed feel that you need them, whereas they are the ones that need us to survive. I have asked you this thing before. Go and read the amalgamation document. Lugard made it very, very clear. The reason why we are amalgamating the North and the South is because the North is poor. They have nothing. Till today, they still have nothing. These are the things you must bear in mind. The time we are live and direct, for those who are peddling, I'll come to that thief Bola made it later on. To those writing junk that Interpol is looking for Nnamdi. He fled from London. The time now is 7:55 live. Interpol, they know where I am. Everybody knows. If you want to know, you will know. This is plastic. Cheap gutter propaganda. That was how you managed to put the late dead Buhari in office by writing junk and lying. You don't know we are IPOB. We are very, very formidable. You don't understand that? We are highly, highly formidable. You must understand it. You must understand it. I don't blame the furniture of it. I blame those from the south. Let us believe that after this meeting today, that the southern leaders, so to speak, or the governors in their various capacities, will now have the need, meeting more regularly, to articulate a common position and stand when it comes to the issue of governance within the damnable zoological republic. Because all of you planning to come and conduct security, whatever rubbish it is, all of you against the agitation to break up Nigeria. I want to also remind all of you that there was a time when the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate inspired the northern peasants to rebel and revolt against Nigerian state. They threatened secession. During that very period, the British government did not send their armies to go and kill all of them. Instead, it was Dr. Zikiwe. I don't want to say his first name because I share the same first name with him and it irritates me. It was Dr. Zikiwe that appealed to the Fulani Janjaweed not to secede from Nigeria in 1953. So when you hear a Malam, when you hear Alimaji writing nonsense on Facebook, I want you to remind him or her, it was you people, the Fulani-controlled northern part of Nigeria, that planned to secede from Nigeria. This is not 1966 coup or anything. Before then, in 1953, the first people to ask to exit Nigeria is the Fulani Caliphate of the North. But today, when you hear them talking, you will think somehow that because then they have not discovered oil. Not at least in commercial quantity. Now there is oil, there is a common wealth, there is pure money. Dollar must flow from oil and gas in the East. Everybody now wants to die for one Nigeria. But it was 6 force. I don't know if it's a very lengthy article. Maybe some of you don't even read it. I think it was published by Guardian newspaper. 6 voices that voided plan secession by the North in 1953. It was Dr. Zikiwe that appealed to the North to stay in Nigeria. They never went to war. Britain never deployed troops to say, oh, you want to break our empire, we're going to kill you. Now ask yourself, why is it that the foreigners are not deploying soldiers to go and kill people who are agitating in the South? Why? When they themselves agitated to leave, nobody killed them. In 1953, when northern Nigeria, we are beginning to consider secession from the Nigerian colony, that would soon be a nation. Dr. Azikiwe gave a speech before the caucus of his political party, the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, in Yaba, Lagos, Nigeria, on May 12th, 1953. Tomorrow will be the anniversary of this. That speech, why not disallowing secession, suggested that there would be grave consequences if the northern region became independent from the nation that was soon to emerge. Zeke did not threaten anyone. The British people who were in control of the zoo that they themselves created did not send any army to go and quell the secession. That is the reason why they banned history in your schools. That is why some of you do not know history. The first people to attempt secession from Nigeria were the Fulani Gentlemen in 1953. Who stopped them from seceding? An Igbo man. Very, very sad indeed. You know, somehow it's either that God wants to destroy us or we want to bring calamity upon ourselves all the time. Can you imagine what the lives of ordinary people would have been like had Zeke not intervened to persuade the northern Fulani Caliphate to remain within one Nigeria? There is something we need to understand very, very clearly. Nnamdi Azikiwe said the North will suffer because the North had nothing. Absolutely nothing. They are so-called, they are not pyramid, we are not, it's not a pyramid at all. They built plant scaffold and piled 2 bags of granite on top of each other to give you the impression that they have granite. And when they had nothing, absolutely nothing, go and check it and do your own research. Zeke was begging them because Zeke himself grew up in the North. Zeke said, I was born and I grew up in Zugate. Please don't go away. If you go away, you have nothing. You're going to suffer. You're going to be impoverished. And they listened and they remained in one Nigeria. And now the devils have turned. And what are they doing to those who are determined to leave the zoo that the Britain created? They are killing them, they are maiming them, they are shooting them aside. Whereas it is these same northerners that first floated the idea of secession. I hope it's becoming very, very clear for everybody. What they have given to us are headsmen, terrorists, rapists, murderers, kidnappers across the entire length and breadth of the zoo called Nigeria. They do not care, and we caused it. It was the fault of an Igbo man. Now I understand why sometimes I will speak or write very candidly about Dr. Azikiwe. Now I understand the reason why. It wasn't his fault after all. Today we are agitating to be free. Today we are fighting to be free in the East and in the West. And what have they done? The APC-led government of Lagos State, in conjunction with the Lagos State Commissioner of Police, having concluded plans to attack some parts of Yoruba land and blame it on IPOB, just to create a discord between the Yoruba nation and the Biafran nation, and to destroy the cordial relationship that these two agitating nations have maintained very lately. They want to destroy it. So Tinubu knows that it's not going anywhere. So he has now unleashed his machinery. Everything is national has now come out to try to fight us, to try to fight me, and to try to fight the children of God. But it's going to fail. I want the world to know tonight that Tinubu will later pay hoodlum. That's not how they behave in Lagos, to attack some parts of that very city, so they can later accuse IPOB of masterminding the attacks. This is what some unscrupulous politicians, very desperate criminals are doing in Nigeria today. I want to ask Tinubu, who is a thief and a criminal, why did you not come to the pages of newspapers and television screen to announce the numerous sackings of Yoruba villages by Formidable bandits and terrorists? Because there are Yoruba people right now in the Republic. Why was there no hoo-ha about Yoruba villages being sacked by Fulani Janja? Why? That that tells you all you need to know about these people and their intentions. Yoruba people, I want to ask you, are Yoruba people not refugees in the Republic? Who put them in refugee camps in the Republic? Are you telling me that Yoruba media is afraid of their foreign masters and in their facility, real damage is being done in Yoruba? You have the courage to link IPOB to whatever nefarious activities that you're planning to unleash around Lagos. But people that pursued the Yoruba people into the Republic, you cannot write about them or admonish them the way you have tried to do against the squeaky clean image of the indigenous people of Biafra. This is very, very sickening. It is a very desperate and psychopathic attempt by this very thief, this very gluttonous and insatiable criminal that will do anything to appease his Fulani overlords. The same man that introduced ethnicity and tribe into the NSAS, along with the corrupt Hispanic media. They touched the business. They tried it yesterday and it failed. Only one tweet, I tweeted only one. The whole thing collapsed. And of course, when they were pursuing Yoruba political activists, and they asked us to ask them, what do you have to say? IPOB is going to bomb Lagos. What do you have to say? They said it's a lie. Go and ask the journalists. All the people they call, all the heavyweights, they are the frontliners in Yoruba land. They called all of them yesterday to condemn IPOB. They said, no, IPOB cannot do such. Nobody, in fact, from the south can do such a thing. It's impossible. They were disappointed. One tweet destroyed all their lies. That was when they came up with another one today. You know, they think if they keep writing all this junk, somehow they'll demoralize us. We say, oh, things are no longer going the way that we want it to go.
Akara m ihe mbe na-eme mbe si ma achọrọ ofu ukwu ehi ma nke ọzọ mụ achọrọ ihe niile ma ụkwụ ya ma aka ya ma isi ya ma olu ya anyị ga-adọbiri wee pụọ na nke onwe anyị tigata azụ etu anyị nọ tupu ndị ọcha wee bịa ebe a nwa aha obodo ebe a nwe ndị mmadụ n'ime tupu nwa bekee si ebe o si hapụ obodo ya ọ bịa ebe a ọkpọrọ onye nke ọkpọrọ okeke ọkpọrọ okafọ dakata anyị isi ọ sị n'ụbọchị nke taa na anya aha anyị wuzi Naijiria anyị na-aza aha na-emeghị omimi n'ime ya ihe ngwa gị gbasị biko kọwara m ihe Naijiria pụtara enwepụghị kọwara m ọmụa ga-aza aha osimiri ka osimiri ga-aza aha mụnwa n'ihi ihe anyị na-ekwuwu na ebe arụgidere ụlọ a na ọ jọgburu onwe ya ọ dịghị mma Naijiria agaghị emekọtanwu ihe ọzọ ihe ọjọọ emego n'obodo a arụ emego egbugo ndị be anyị aka na-egbukwa anyị ndị Fulani wee chere na mabata be anyị ka na-egbukwa ndị be anyị ruo ụtụtụ echi a na-asị m na ọ ga-adị mma oge ọ na-ekwekwu ka nwee mmekọrịta bụ nke ndị nụkọ nke ndị ụmụnne ha egosighị anyị ọtụtụ mgbe ha kpọrọ anyị asị onye ajụrụ ajụ na-ajụ onwe ya ha jụrụ anyị aja ama njụ onwe anyị agbanyeghị na anyị nwe ngwa ahịa n'ugwu Awụsa agbanyeghị na anyị na-azụ ahịa ebe niile dị iche iche na-eme nke ọma kama onye gara ndụ kpakụ onye rie niile ọ Ndụbụisi ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya ka echehata azụ ebe a ruo obodo anyị ka o wee maa mma wee karịa obodo ndị ọcha na mma ọhịa anyị na-arịọ nwekwe na ugwu nwee nkwanye ugwu n'ime onwe anyị ọnwa anyị pụọ n'iro a na-etigbu anyị pụọ n'iro okwu okwu asị ọ bụ gịnị ma anyị ji wee ekwu okwu ọnwụ ihe ndị a ka anyị sị na anyị agaghị anabatakwa ya ọzọ.
Akụkọ a kọrọ anyị bụ na ọkụkọ na ewu agaghị nzukọ ụmụ anụmanụ a na-emezi mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ịchụ aja ejiri ọkụkọ maọbụ nwụchụ aja mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ime ka Naijiria dị n'otu enwe ha na-eto esi wee kpam akpụrụ ndị Igbo ọ pụtara na anyị bụ ọkụkọ maọbụ ewu ka ọ pụtara na anyị agaghị nzukọ mere ya bụ eji eme anyị bụ ndị Igbo ụdị na ọbara ndị Igbo ahụ kpafu n'obodo Naijiria agaghị
ọ bụ site na akpọmasị ihe na-eme anyị dị ka ihe mere ndị ji oge mgbe gara aga etu akụkọ mba niile dị iche iche ji kpọọ ụmụ Izrel asị a na-egbu ha a na-egbu ha afọ niile aka na-egbu ha o wee ruo oge ugbu anyị asị na ogbugbu a na-egbu anyị na ọ dịghị anyị mma ọ ka mma na onwe ihe kwegbuo anyị wu nwere onwe njem a nke anyị na-aga kama na na-esi etete n'ụtụtụ asị na onwe onye gburu ebe a onwe ha na-ekwu okwu odo na onye n'aka ụkọchukwu n'ugwu Awụsa ebepụ isi ọnwụghị ofu ugboro ọnwụghị ugboro abụọ onwe ugboro atọ onwe ugboro anọ ọ bụ ruo ole mgbe ka a ga-egbugide anyị wee rue anyị asị mba na anyị ga-aga ka anyị nwee ike wee nwere onwe anyị ọ ka mma na anyị nwụrụ ebe anyị na-azọ nwere onwe tụbụ na anyị nọ n'ụlọ etu a mmadụ bụ mabata n'ime ụlọ mbịa bupụ m isi a sị na-achọghị ụdị nka ọ bụghị anyị maka a ga-eji wee chụọ àjà ọzọ.
Every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. Eh? When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazen Namdekano is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as my own oro, I am a rocha, you understand? Till Biafra come. But, today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They closed the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work. This close of border no work. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igboho? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. We use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more in Anopia. You hear more kind of woo. When we are telling you, you don't know no. We are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle, from the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the